I actually came down to Mexicali in 1988 and met with Jaime Roberts as probably his first or second year starting as the manager of this park. So I've had a lot of experience with these folks. At every juncture I've had the opportunity to talk with other parks, look at other locations, but we always come back to IAMSA because, as I said, I think they're the premier guys in this city.
IAMSA stands for Industrias Asociadas Maquiladoras S.A. It is the company incorporated here 25 years ago to create industrial parks and industrial facilities for manufacturing companies coming from the United States or abroad into Mexico for re-export purposes, mainly.
IAMSA se encuentra ubicado en el plano nacional en las ciudades de Mexicali, Tecate, Tijuana y Gómez Palacio, y en el plano internacional en Nicaragua y en Calexico, Estados Unidos.
We have sites on the border with the United States in Baja California, but we also have interior sites in Torreón or Gómez Palacio, which is in the center of Mexico, and now we are creating new sites in the states of Guanajuato and Querétaro.
Creo que la principal ventaja que pueden visualizar los clientes al trabajar con nosotros es la atención personalizada que les ofrecemos.
I think the experience of working with IAMSA has been a very good experience. I mean, we are here about 2.5 years as a client of IAMSA. We started with 38,000 square feet. In 2.5 years we've grown to 93,000 square feet and still expanding. That's been a demanding push that we've had on the IAMSA support. IAMSA supported us through those growths, through the changes, helping us with the expansion of our business here.
IAMSA has been very well in helping us work with everything that we've needed to get done, from building setup to establishing contractors to helping to find people that needed to do the things we needed to get set up.
Creo que los valores que más distinguen a IAMSA son el valor de la innovación, de la creatividad, del servicio.
Primero que nada la honestidad, la humildad, que siempre se ha hecho énfasis y es una práctica que cotidianamente lo vemos en nuestra dirección. Eso nos hace ser IAMSA. El producto que IAMSA ofrece es realmente un ámbito laboral adecuado para el desarrollo de negocios, ¿no?
We've been focusing on industrial parks with inventory buildings. We believe that we create a building that can be flexible enough to be subdivided and be a tilt-up construction, which is very similar to what the U.S. construction systems are. And the building codes are done to the U.S. standard building codes as well.
Trae implícito todos los aprendizajes que hemos llegado a desarrollar.
We create first quality industrial parks. All our industrial parks are certified under the Mexican Secretary of Economy from Mexico, which means that they classify by utilization or occupancy of the building and land, that they have the guarantee for all the utilities, not only for their existing facilities, but also for expansion purposes, that they have green areas and they have sustainability within the park. We recycle our water, we use the solar energy for part of the energy consumption in our buildings, and we use a LEED certification for construction of buildings.
IAMSA services also include improvements. The client is going to be, will have the certainty that everything that was installed by IAMSA will work in a proper way, and the client will focus only on production process.
We had to modify the building considerably. We have stacks and things going through roofs and various things, which sometimes are very difficult with landlords. They tend to not want you to touch the structure, and it makes it very difficult for you. IAMSA was very supportive with that and helped us with everything that we're trying to do. So the modifications that we had to make to the building for our particular production processes, they assisted us, they helped us, and really didn't object to anything that we had to do for our business, so it worked very well for us.
Initially, when we started our operations, it was right after the earthquake on Easter. And one of the things that impressed me was the IAMSA kept coming back every couple of months to do further inspections of the building, checking for integrity, checking for degradation of basically what they own, which for our part is very good because it shows that they're taking care of the buildings that we rent.
Well, industrial parks, because they have a control access, it's completely wall around the perimeter, it is very secure to do business in Mexico.
se pide el cuidado de construir un parque industrial que sea muy incluyente de todas las actividades que se generan. Al final de cuentas es un espacio donde transitan, viven, operan, trabajan, o sea, personas como tú y como yo.
But basically, very supportive. You know, they do things in a timely manner. When you get a schedule of work, then they keep that schedule of work, which is very important when you're expanding your business. If you're expanding your business and you're trying to meet new demands, and you're bringing in equipment and different things as well, then you need somebody to give you a good, tight schedule to commit to and to adhere to.
We believe in the golden rule. Treat others like we like to be treated. We work inside plants. We work with our customers to determine exactly what they need when they're building out their facility. But we also follow through once we deliver the building and they are manufacturing. There's always adjustments after the delivery date. So we go in after with a task force and we determine exactly what needs to change in the building and what needs to happen to try to make them as cost effective as they can.
Working with them, basically everything has been well. Anytime we've needed something from a building aspect for maintenance or for basically improvements, they've been very responsive. They even helped us hang our sign outside when they were doing the earthquake inspection. It was good. One of the things that I do like about IAMSA is that they're a family-owned company. The company I work for is also family-owned, and it's a different feeling that you get. I like the fact that I can call the owner of the industrial parks and say, hey, we've got a problem here, or that something's going on, and he'll be able to respond.
With the 2000, 2008, and 2009 recession, a lot of our customers were losing capacity within their facilities because the market had slowed down, specifically in the United States. We went out there and documented what capacity they had to manufacture different types of products. So when we had customers come down here and look in Mexico and their option to manufacture in Mexico, the first thing we did is we sorted out the capacities that were available within our customers and took them first. And what happened was that the customer was willing to use this capacity for other customers, but at the same time, they incubated those customers in there. And in the process of 1 or 2 years, once they reaped the benefits of being down here in Mexico, then they would leave that incubating concept and go into their own facility. And they would knock on our doors and then we built the facility for them based on their experience and what they needed from Mexico. We also provide services, a small shopping strip in the front of the industrial park for the banking, food, so the employees in the industrial park have a daycare center or the basic necessities within the community.
Outside of the realm of the business, they, the golf tournaments, they always have ways of getting, they sound like really exciting, good things to do, the fishing tournaments and the golf tournaments, but certainly those are a way for all the managers and all the different parks to interact.
The main purpose of the events with the clients is to create a strong relationship with the IAMSA and also just to create synergy between the clients, because due to that then they can have some contract or they can share between them best practices.
En marzo del 2012, el grupo desarrollador IAMSA se vio distinguido por CMFI como empresa socialmente responsable. Esto es un incentivo que le otorgan a nivel nacional donde le fueron evaluadas áreas como ética empresarial, calidad de vida del empleado dentro de la empresa, vinculación con el medio ambiente y vinculación con la comunidad.
We believe that a company has to have its own soul as well. And we believe in social responsibility within the areas that we have industrial parks. So we've committed that every industrial park, and we invite our customers to join us in the efforts that we do for educational purposes with communities which are very, very poor in and around the areas where we develop. Even though we bring much needed employment to Mexico, we also believe that we should share in some of the benefits that we have here in Mexico when manufacturing. So we invite you, if you come join us, to be part of this community effort that we're doing, not only in the manufacturing, and we'll be sure you'll be very successful at that, and we'll take care of you, be sure that you do that, but also the social part, the social programs that we are part of.
The development for us and expansion of our business, I think, is much easier. That we're dealing with IAMSA, we don't need to worry about that aspect of it, we just have to concentrate on the business aspect. So my experiences overall have been really excellent. I would definitely recommend IAMSA to any other company.
So for us, the work they did for us is indispensable.
I always recommend IAMSA as being the best, as over the last 20 years, my testimony is I've been to many of their parks, I've been tenants, And that's why we're here, and that's why I recommend anybody else, if they're coming to Mexicali, this is the place to be.